Welcome back to Green Bee Explorer. Today I'm going to show you how I take care of my hydrangea that I purchased from Costco. Hydrangeas are a beautiful perennial that'll bring you joy throughout your season. I'm located in Michigan, where we're about a zone 5 or 6 depending on how bad the season is, but it can survive the whole season, and that's including one that came from a greenhouse like this one. It's rumored that if your hydrangea comes from a greenhouse, it will not survive the winter. I don't agree with that, and I'm going to show you how every one of my hydrangeas I've taken care of and how I get them surviving the winters. I just purchased this one about 2-3 days ago, and I am acclimating it to the outdoors and to the Michigan weather. In this case, I take it out during a nice warm sunny day as long as it's above 55 degrees, and I keep it in the sun all day. While I do that, I make sure to water it. One thing to note, if you look down in the bottom, this soil is absolutely horrible. It's meant to be easy shipping, make the plant really light, and you don't have to add much water to it to keep it hydrated. But when you're outdoors, the water quickly evaporates and it becomes extremely dehydrated. That's why the leaves are a little loose right now. I just watered it about an hour ago. It's starting to rehydrate itself. So that's step one. You have to bring it outside during the day, but then bring it back inside. That way it doesn't get any frostbite that could potentially come during the night. Step number 2 is when I start to plant this in my garden. You can see that it doesn't have much root space at all in that little container. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out a hole twice the size of that container and make sure to loosen the soil around it. Before adding it to the hole, I'm going to add compost and spread it all around the hole, especially in the base of it. Then add your plant, then get some leaves and press them really hard into and around the plant to help. This will help keep the grounds moist and keep the plant hydrated. In addition, then add some more compost around and to the top. You want to try and give this as much nutrients as possible. Then add some more leaves, and mulch is the best idea after that. Number 3, feeding your hydrangea. When I feed my hydrangea, the number one thing I do is I feed it coffee grounds. Old coffee, if it's still in liquid form, I'll pour it on the plant. In addition, the coffee grounds itself, I just top it right on top by the base of the plant. 2 other things I like to add are eggshells and fermented banana peels. I have a video about how I've used banana peels before, and I will put that video in the description. Number 4, if your hydrangea leaves start drooping while it's in the garden, definitely water it. You will have to continually water it until it starts to establish itself. They do desire water, but not sitting in water, so be really, really careful. Make sure that your soil drains. They can live in sandy, they can live in clay soils. The clay soils, just be careful that the water doesn't sit there. Number 5, if you're wondering how it gets this beautiful blue color, again, that is the coffee grounds that really help. Or better yet, if you have like old iron, if you for example, like a railroad stake, if you put it at the base of your plant, it will love that and it'll develop this beautiful blue color. Number 6, what's fun about hydrangeas is you can cut and shape them any way you want. If you want to take this beautiful bloom inside, go for it. Cut the bloom out and put it in a vase with water. But you can make the hydrangea short, you can let it grow tall, and it'll survive fine, and I'll talk more about that. Number 7, did you know that hydrangeas are really easy to propagate? Yep. If you wish, you can take one of these long stems, you can cut it the whole way down or halfway down, but just make sure you include one of these nodes. That's that little butt right there. I'm going to try and get my camera to focus right there, and you can see each one of these by the leaves has almost like another little leaf developing, just waiting in case this one falls off, and that'll create another shoot. But they also will root and develop. You can do that down here too. That's definitely a possibility as well. So cut right there, take all the leaves off, put it in water, and it'll take a few weeks, but it'll develop roots. You can put it in a put it in a pot, or if you have a good area in your garden, put it right in the garden, but just make sure to monitor it. Number 8, how do you winterize a hydrangea? Again, all the steps that I presented so far definitely will help winterize it, but now here's some of the biggest steps you can do. And there's kind of 3 different options you can go with, but first option is once you have it, established into the ground, you can leave it tall as it is. You can trim it halfway down, or you can trim it about 2 to 4 inches to the base. It's all up to you. If you leave it tall, you most likely will have more flowers. If you leave it about a medium height, you will still get flowers, but it'll start becoming more bushy. If you cut it down to the base, then it really concentrates on its roots, and you'll probably be a little safer that way. But there's might be a chance that you might not get any blooms the next year because it's focusing so hard on developing its shape again. Number 9, add some more leaves for protection. You can almost bury this in leaves and add some more mulch. You want to protect it from the elements. You don't want it freezing, or at least trying preventing it from freezing. And if you add compost on the top, leaves, mulch, everything like that will help it. One benefit of doing leaves or compost is that it'll help create heat in the ground, and you'll better your chances of getting the hydrangea to survive. Last step, number 10, is taking some small to medium size sticks and just placing it all around and on top of your hydrangea. This will protect it from harsh winds, and the snow help create almost like a little igloo effect on top of it, and this will help protect it and better your chances for the spring. I hope you enjoyed my channel. I love gardening and making other videos. Please subscribe and definitely comment at the bottom what you enjoyed. Have a great day.